Hi everyone, welcome to part 3 of Linux user management. Today we'll be learning about password management. As you know, password management is one of the most important aspect of user management, and password is the most common used authentication method into the systems. There are multiple authentication methods available as of now, such as OTP, security questions, Google Authenticator, Microsoft Authenticator, and more. So we will be talking about password management today. Let us see how do we set the password, how do we lock and unlock the passwords, and the expiry policy and password quality. We'll start with the setting of the password. First of all, we will see how many users we have on our system whose password we'll be managing. We have Tom and Jack. Let me reset the password for user Jack. This is how we reset the password. But if you are a standard user, you cannot change other users' password. For that, either you will have to use sudo, or it's better to switch to root before you set up the password for any user. Now switch to root. Let me change the password for user. Passwd Jack. You will have to enter the password twice. Now it says password updated successfully. User's password has been updated. Now, if this user tries to log into the system, the new password, he is able to log in. But if he makes 5 or more than 5 wrong attempts, then based on /etc/spam.d/password auth file, in this file and this parameter auth required, here we can add a parameter that retry is equal to 5. If this parameter is added here, and if the Jack user logs in multiple times with the wrong password, or if he tries to log in with the wrong password multiple times, as many times as you have defined here in this parameter, it will get locked. We can check if a user's password is locked by passwd-s, then the username. This is the username, and here is the status of the password. If it says P, that means the password is set and it is not locked. But if we lock it manually, and let us see what happens with the user Jack. Let me check the status again. Now it says L. L stands for lock. So this user's password has been locked. How to unlock this? You must understand, or you would have guessed what will be the option to unlock this user. It's passwd-u and Jack. Now the status shows again as P, that means the password is set. So this is how we can lock, unlock, or check the status whether the user's password is locked. If any user complains that he is not able to log in, you can use passwd-S and then the username to check the status of the password. Next is password expiry policy. We use chage command to check the password expiry. -L lists all the parameters of password expiry for a user. Let's say for Jack user. Last password change was 14th December, that is today. Password expires on, it says never for now. It actually depends on this parameter, which says maximum number of days between password change is equal to 5 times 9. If we change this to 365 days or 30 days or 90 days, this parameter will automatically change. It will calculate that many days with this last password change and it will show the date here. Next parameter is password inactive. This password, before it expires and even after the expiry, can be used to reset the user's password. If this password goes inactive after few days of the expiry, after that you cannot use this password to reset the password once again. So if you set a number of days here in the password inactive, it will be calculating from the password expiry and it will show you the date here. Next, account expires. Account expiry is different from password expiry because if the account gets expired and password is still not expired, still the user will not be able to log into the system. Account expiry basically can be configured with a date. Next parameter is minimum number of days between password change. This restricts the user from changing the password again and again. If you set 1 day or 2 days, once the user changes his password, he will not be able to change within that many days gap. You know this maximum number of days between password change, which defines the expiry, and number of days of warning before password expires. This is 7 days for now. If you want, you can change it. Your user will start getting the password expiry warning before this many days. Let's see one by one how can we change all these things. First of all, we'll start with maximum number of days, chage hyphen capital M. Let me set it for 90 days for the Jack user and check what has changed. The maximum number of days between password change has changed to 90 and password expires has changed from never to March 14, 2026. That is exactly 90 days from today. Next, password inactive, chage hyphen capital I. Let's say I want to make the password inactive after 30 days of password expiry. Now the password expires on 13th April, which is 30 days from March 14th. Account expires if a user or employee have joined in a company and we want his password or account to be expired at a particular date, let's say 31st December 2025. You will have to write the command chage hyphen capital E, then the date and then username. Now if you check, on December 30 itself the password will expire. From December 31st he will not be able to log into the system. How do you change the minimum number of days between password change? chage hyphen small m. Let's say I will set it for 2 days for Jack user and we will see the impact. Minimum number of days between password change has been set to 2. Now let me try taking a duplicate session, trying to log in with Jack. Enter the password. Try changing the password. Any user can change his password by just typing passwd. He should not be giving username into the argument, else it will not be able to set someone else's password. Okay, for now you can see you must wait longer to change your password. This is because of the hyphen m is equal to 2. So the user has to wait for 2 days before he changes his password. Number of days of warning, chage hyphen capital W, or let's set it for 10 days. Now the user Jack, okay, I need to use capital W. Now for user Jack, the password expiry warning is set to 10 days. So he will start getting warning by 4th March 2026 itself. Now these changes which we have made, it is applicable only on Jack user. If we want to change it system wide or for all the new upcoming users, we will have to edit a file called login.deps into the /etc folder. If you see, the rest of the users are still having the same password policy. For a system where there are multiple users already and you are implementing this policy newly, You can set it for the new users, and for the existing users you will have to set all the parameters manually for each and every user. For new users, this policy will be applicable, which is there in the login.deps file. Search for pass, and you can see these parameters. The first parameter says pass max days. All the new users, when you create them, it takes all the parameters from this file. So you make it 365 or let's say 90 days. Password minimum days as 1 day, so that user doesn't change his password within a day after one change. Password minimum length, let me make it 15, so he'll not be able to set a password which is less than 15 characters. And password warning days, let me make it 10, so he'll start getting the password expiry warning before 10 days. You should not be setting the password warning age for many more days, because it is quite irritating for the users to get this warning again and again if he is a frequent uh, login or frequent user of the system. Now let us save it and try to create a new user called Harry and see what happens with his password policy. See, the password expires after 90 days because the maximum number of days has been already default set 90 days. Minimum number of days between password change has been set to 1. Number of days of warning before password expire has set to 10. So it will be applicable now for all the upcoming users which will create on the system. But on the existing users, the password policy will remain same. Moving on to the password quality. We have a file in our system in etc security directory called pwquality.conf. Here each parameter defines the complexity of the password, what should be the cases for the password, or what should be the conditions for the new password. It will be purposed to the users before they set their password. They have to follow this policy. First parameter is diff OK. This defines how many numbers or how many characters can be same from old password to the new password. Then minlen is equal to 8. This says that minimum length of the password has to be 8 characters. T credit, U credit, L credit and O credit. D stands for digit, U stands for uppercase, L for lowercase and O for other characters. If these characters are required in the password, you have to set them in minus. If, for example, if you want minimum 1 digit in the password, set D credit is equal to -1. If you want 2 digits minimum, set D credit is equal to -2. Similarly, for U credit, if you want 3 uppercases into the password, say U credit is equal to -3, and vice versa for L credit and O credit. And if you want it common, let's say you want 2 digits, 2 uppercase, 2 lowercase and 2 other characters into the password, you can set min class is equal to 2. No need to set all these individually, but you just set min class is equal to 2. It will be asking minimum number of required classes of character for the new password. From each class, it will be asking at least 2 characters if you set min class is equal to 2. Next parameter is max class repeat. This parameter even blocks the repetition of the same class. If you repeat the same type of characters, for example, lower cases consecutively or 2 uppercases, 2 digits, that also is not allowed if max class repeat is equal to 1. Jacob's check checks if the password contains any word from the comments of your user profile. If you remember, while creating the user, we were using user add -c and we were giving comments about the user. From that comments line also, any word should not be coming into the password if GCOS check is enabled. Dict check, this parameter checks if there is a dictionary word in your password such as butterfly, password at 123, America at 123. All these words will be blocked by the system. Next is user check is equal to 1. This parameter will check if the username is occurring inside the password. And next, user substring. This will check if the piece of your username is used in the password. Enforcing is equal to 1 means that this password policy is enforcing into the system. Dict path, you can give the dictionary path. Retry is equal to 3 means whenever you are trying to reset your password and if you are not following the policy, after 3 failed attempts, your prompt will be closed and you will have to try to re-log in again and change the password. Enforce for root, this parameter forces this policy on root user also. Ideally, root is free from the policies, so you can set any password for any user. But if you enforce this policy on the root also, this policy will be applicable for user root. This is all about the password quality file. Hope you are clear with the password management. We learned how to unlock, lock, and check the status of the password. We learned how to set up the password expiry policy and the password complexity. If you liked our content, please like this video. Share your comments if you have any questions or suggestions and subscribe our channel for more updates. Thank you so much. Stay tuned.